but my heart tells me you should stay a little while. Are we at the end or are we at the start? 129 beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere we go is where I long to roam. Night or day, I'm taking you all the way. 'Cause my heart screams, let me carry you home. Feathers in my hair and braids around my waist.
Hosting guests and friends is always an exciting experience. For some, it's a chance to bring out their best, whether it's through food presentation, home decor, or cooking up delicious recipes. For others, it can feel a bit overwhelming, but with the right approach, it becomes so much easier. Today, I'm sharing some simple yet effective tips that make hosting effortless and enjoyable. Plus, towards the end, I'll also be sharing some table layout and presentation ideas to help you create a warm and inviting setup.
Around the corner I'll meet ya. A bit lighter.
To get started, I have put some sweet potato chunks to boil. You could also use regular potatoes if you prefer. Meanwhile, I'm thinly slicing onions for a quick rice recipe that takes just 2 minutes to put together, but is amazing.
And the air fills up my lungs and it tickles.
Since festivals are approaching, I decided to bring out my copper Madurai Handi for cooking today. And the best part, I'll be serving in it as well. So a great hosting tip is to use cookware that doubles up as a serveware. This handi has a traditional charm, yet blends seamlessly into a modern setup, making it a beautiful centerpiece on the dining table. A quick tip, always add oil before heating the handi to ensure proper cooking. For this dish, I'm using ghee, and to that I've added loads of zeera. Once it splutters properly, in go green chilies, slit onions and peas. As the onion softens, they add a natural sweetness that pairs perfectly with the other flavors.
We let it take its time. We long for relatable.
Finally, I'm adding pre-cooked rice to make a simple yet delicious pyaz matar pulao, a basic dish yet an absolute crowd pleaser. Since this pulao is quick to make, you could prepare it fresh at the last minute also and serve it hot. But today I'm making it a bit in advance. Pro tip, if you want that perfect khila texture, boil the rice and keep it in the fridge for a few hours before making the pulao.
Life too short to go through it alone.
Before moving on to the other dishes, I wanted to quickly set up my basic table layout. It's always helpful to have a rough idea of how you want the setup to look in advance so things feel more organized. So I started by switching to a fresh tablecloth and layering it with a darker colored runner. To create a bit of height at the center of the table, I'm using 2 glass boxes. You can use anything sturdy to elevate your main display. Now today I'll be focusing this height only in the center for the main decoration. For that I'm using artificial flowers, though fresh ones are always better. These, however, give off a very similar vibe and tie the look together beautifully. Moving on to a thanda drink that I am going to leave in the fridge for it to cool and to help infuse some flavors as well. I am making a simple fresh chas. For those who may not know what it means, it's a simple spiced buttermilk that we Indians love in the summer. This not only helps with digestion but is also super refreshing. Now sometimes when you want the main recipes to take the highlight, it's important we keep the drinks more relatable and easy to prepare as well. That helps with the time. Remember to make fresh roasted jeera powder for this recipe. Giving the buttermilk some time to rest will ensure that the flavors combine well with the drink. Shake or stir before you serve. With the centerpiece ready, I started placing the other elements on the table, beginning with the plates. I'm using beautiful Kansa thalis with matching bowls, which are known for not reacting with food. This time, I wanted to add a touch of traditional India to the table, which is why I chose a mix of pital, tamba, and other classic serveware. The golden and copper tones bring a luxurious yet nostalgic feel, adding both elegance and heritage to the dining experience. Now, before I get busy with the final cooking, I like to finish off smaller details so I don't forget them later. One of those is keeping the name cards ready, a small but thoughtful touch that adds to the overall presentation. Let me know if you do this as well. There's another small thing that I'm going to do ahead of time, and that is to make small bowls out of colorful napkins. To make these, we are going to first fold all the 4 corners inwards, just like I did over here. Then we are going to take the 4 pointed corners and fold them once more. Now we will flip the napkin and then repeat the folding part. That's it. These bowls are fairly simple to make and took me a total of 10 minutes to make. Now take any glass to make for the base, use that as a guide and start pulling back all the folded layers. There are 2 layers to this one. We will fold them outwards gently while also shaping the bowl. Today I am also serving a chaat-like dish, and the idea was to serve them in these handmade paper bowls, replacing the traditional donas or bowls made out of leaves. Next, I'm using a 2-tier cake stand to display 2 interesting things. Like I said earlier, the goal is to keep things simple but still make the menu seem exciting. On the top tier, I'm placing jalebis, and for the bottom layer, we'll reveal that soon. Now for the first one, I am taking boiled and cooled sweet potato cubes and adding just 3 simple spices: salt, red chili powder and jeera powder to lightly coat them. At the same time, in a handi, I am heating oil and adding Kashmiri red chili powder, instantly followed by tomato puree. Now this mixture will need some cooking time, so I am letting it simmer while finishing up the potatoes. Coming back to the potatoes, after tossing them in the spices, it's time to crisp them up. Now this can be done by pan frying or air frying. The goal is to create a crispy coating on the outside while keeping the inside soft. If you want, you can add a light coating of corn flour like I did, but it's completely optional. Meanwhile, the tomato mixture is coming together beautifully. It's important to cook it well before adding anything else. While this simmers, I like to set the cushions right, declutter the living room and vacuum the floor if needed. Just those final touches to make sure everything looks presentable before serving. Using a handi such as this really helps here, as its thick base ensures that we don't burn anything. Now remember the second layer of the cake stand? So instead of placing just another dessert, I decided to fill it with colorful fryams. Doesn't this instantly bring back childhood memories? Back in the day, we all had our favorite colors and shapes when it came to the fryams. What was yours? This little addition is fun, nostalgic, and adds a pop of color to the table. And that's it for now. Let's move on to the final setup. A salad is usually one of the simplest dishes on the table, but with a little creativity in presentation, it can instantly stand out. So today I'm making a fresh and vibrant corn salad, but instead of serving it in a bowl, I have a unique way to present it that will make it look so much more special. First, the base of the salad, which is sweet corn, all 3 bell peppers, onions and cucumber, all finely diced to give it a nice crunch. But what makes this version a little different is the addition of paneer cubes. They add a subtle creaminess that balance out the fresh, crisp veggies. Now for the flavors, instead of just tossing in regular seasoning, I've added salsa sauce, black salt, roasted cumin powder and a good squeeze of lemon juice. This combination brings out a tangy, smoky and slightly spicy kick that makes the salad even better. Now let's serve it up. Instead of placing it in a bowl, I'm using individual serving cones to present it. It's a small detail that can completely change the look of the dish and an element of surprise to your table setting. Keeping the menu balanced with a mix of familiar favorites and a few exciting new dishes always works best. It keeps things relatable and comforting while also adding a little surprise element for the guests. This way, they don't feel overwhelmed and there's always something that feels like home while also having a touch of newness and variety. What's that one dish you always know your guests will love? Something that never fails to bring comfort and smiles to the table? Let me know. To make this, I've used soaked sabudana, boiled potatoes, crushed peanuts, green chilies and a few basic spices. Everything is mixed well and shaped into small cutlets before being fried to perfection. Today's menu is all about comfort, which is why every dish so far has that homely, familiar touch. But don't go anywhere just yet, because up next we have something chatapata and exciting, a recipe that's not just about how it's made, but also how it's served. And trust me, this one's going to steal the show. I like to finish my dal makhani with a flavorful tadka, and honestly without it, I don't think I'd even serve the dish. The ingredients for the tadka are coming up on the screen now, and this final touch just takes the dal to another level. Since I'll be serving it directly in this beautiful handi, I've chosen the other table elements accordingly. The copper Madurai handi, kansa thali sets and even the gorgeous spice box I used today, all of these pieces can be ordered from Pital, both in India and the US. And if you're planning to get something special for your home, I've got you covered. Folks in the US can apply this coupon code at checkout for a discount. And if you're in India, just click on the link below and the discount will be applied automatically for you. Happy shopping!
And here's a hand.
Remember I spoke about the Chatapata thing for which we made those beautiful napkin bowls? Well, it's time we put it together. I used some green, that is mint and coriander chutney along with tamarind chutney first. Don't overdo it, a little goes a long way. Apart from that, I sprinkled chaat masala, black salt, red chili powder and combined everything well. These bites can be garnished with some save, etc. The end result tasted like a burst of tangy and spicy flavors in my mouth without even having a full-fledged chaat dish in front of me. And that's how my little adventure of creating, combining all of the recipes and the table came to an end. I had so much fun putting together these recipes and little details that make hosting feel extra special. If you also like the serveware I used today, check out Pital. They focus on 100% authentic metals that are non-toxic, that boost immunity and aid digestion. These pieces are made to last a lifetime, reviving age-old traditions while fitting beautifully into modern homes. The best part is that they ship globally, so you can order from anywhere. Don't forget to use the link below and apply the coupon code at checkout for a special discount.
We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for all my son.
Hope you enjoyed watching and got some inspiration for your own hosting. Until next time, this is Home Gupshup signing off.